Remember Lot's wife. 3 words. Remember Lot's wife. These are Jesus's words. You can find these words in Luke chapter 17, verse 32. Is it not funny or is it not strange that Jesus would ask us to remember Lot's wife? Not remember Abraham, not remember Samson, Solomon, you name it. He said, remember Lot's wife. And I've always wondered, why Lot's wife? And when you look at the context in Luke chapter 17, what Jesus was talking about, he wasn't talking about, marriage or family or, a wife. He was talking about his return. He was talking about judgment. He was talking about how the last days is going to be like. He said that people on the mountain will have to find their way to the valley. He was talking about how people will be walking on the same treadmill and one will be taken out. Those were the pictures he was painting. And then he said, remember Lot's wife. He said in those days people will be drinking, will be eating, and then judgment would come. So he was talking about judgment, and then he talked about Lot's wife. Now you ask, what is the story of Lot's wife? We see in Genesis 19 how Abraham interceded for the righteous people in Sodom and Gomorrah, and the angel said, we will deliver these people. If we find even 5 righteous people, we will not destroy the city. And Abraham kept interceding and all. And then when the angels went into the city, they found Lot and his family there. Remember, Lot is a cousin or a nephew rather of Abraham. And so when the angels came into Lot's house, they told them, you have to leave the city now because the judgment of God is coming, and it's coming now. There's no time to waste. You have to leave now. And the instruction was, do not look back. The Bible says that it was so urgent that the angels grabbed Lot and his family by their hands. It's like when you're telling your toddler, hurry up, we need to leave the house, we're running late, and then they're stalling, and you just grab them by the wrist and let us go. That was exactly what the angels did with Lot and his family. And he told them, do not look back. But Lot's wife looked back. Now, we're not exactly sure why she looked back. We don't know if it was a longing, if it was curiosity, but we know that she looked back. In the same way, God's deliverance for us can be uncomfortable, can be urgent, can be almost forceful. And while God is preparing new seasons for us and trying to save us from those seasons that are going to destroy us, we always want to look back. God is trying to heal our hearts from bitterness, but we are looking back to the errors. God is trying to break us out of unhealthy relationships, but we are looking back to seasons that God is healing us from. So we are being urged. We cannot receive God's mercies in full if we have a divided heart, a heart that does not fully accept God's mercies. Because while the mercy of God on Lot and his family should have been enough, but Lot's wife was not able to completely receive it because she looks back. So there are certain habits, there are certain pleasures, there are certain vices that God might be trying to pull us out from. And if we keep giving ourselves excuses to look back to these things, we do not fully accept God's mercies for us. And what God is trying to save us from may just catch up with us, eventually. So, most times, our season of deliverance can be uncomfortable. Our season of healing can be uncomfortable, but I assure you that what God has in store for us is way better than whatever it is we think that we are losing by leaving those seasons behind. So I'm urging you, like Paul urged the church, to press forward as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, whatever, as long as you're a female person, press forward. Remember Lot's wife. She looked back. Do not look back. Do not look back to those things that God is saving you from. Do not look back to those. It can be painful. It can be uncomfortable. There are certain hurts that we receive that is just, it just stays with us. It just stays in our heart. But God is telling us this evening to not look back. So I'd like you to go study the book of Genesis chapter 19 and look at Lot's story and the wife, and then come to Luke chapter 17 and look at the premise for the instructions. Remember Lot's wife. And I pray for you this evening that whatever seasons, new era, new opportunities, new doors that God is opening for us, that we would not close them with our own hands by leaning back to old habits that God is dragging us from. So stay blessed. Have a wonderful week. Bye bye.